Hey guys, welcome back to my channel again. My name is Arsalan and today we are on day 5th of building the problem solving skills with the help of Python. So if you are very new to this playlist, very new to this channel, let me give you a very brief introduction of what this playlist is all about. So in this playlist we have been building logic with the help of Python, and we will be building with the help of numbers in Python data types. So now this data types is integer. We will be dealing with integers here, and we will be building logic with the help of integers. So as you can see that I have already solved so many questions, and we are on day 5th where we will be solving a question based on integers. So the question says sum of odd and even in a single function. So we have to create a function where it will be creating single where it will be creating odd and even numbers sum, and in a single function we will be doing it. So just before starting to solve this question, please do subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, press the bell icon button, and bookmark the playlist so that you can get the updates from the channel. So what we will be doing here is we will be defining a function which will be saying that sum of odd even, and then we will be taking a number here and range. In fact, so let's say we will be taking a range as n, and this n it could be anything. Let's suppose n range is 100. So in the range of 100 we will be calculating all the numbers sum which are even and odd separately. So let's say odd sum is 0 initially, and even sum is also initially 0. Alright, so now we will be creating a loop here in which we will be taking numbers, and let's say for num in range starting from 0 till n plus 1, because n will be exclusive. So the n will be exclusive till 99, it will be counting. So we will be putting one more 1 plus 1 here, so that that 100 can be inclusive. So now 100 is also included in the function in our loop. In fact, if we talk about, in fact, 10 is included. Now we can deal with 100 is included. Now we can deal with 100 as well. So now what we will be doing here is we'll be checking for odd numbers. So to check for odd numbers, we have already learned in our previous tutorial that how to check for the odd numbers. And to give you a brief idea, let's just say that an odd number are numbers which has the remainder as 1. So I will be saying that if num mod 2 is equals to 0, then it's an even number. So we will be just doing it like this: even plus even sum plus is equals to num. So every num which is divisible by 2 will be added in this num. So first of all, it will be checking for 0. In first iteration it will be checking for 0 because it's starting from 0. So 0 will be added in this. All right, and then in second iteration it will be checking for 1. So for 1 I can write that else if num mod 2 is not equals to 0, or you can just even write else. You can just simply write else, and it will be giving you the odd numbers. But I want to show you that if you want to check separately for odd numbers, you can write num mod is not equals to num mod 2 is not equals to 0. Now we can add those numbers inside our num. So what it will be doing here is, let me show it to you, that in first iteration it will be adding in our even sum, that will be 0 initially, and then in the first iteration too it will be 0. In second iteration it will be, odd sum will be added and 1 will be added in odd sum, and third iteration the even sum will become 2, and in fourth iteration odd sum will become 3. 1 plus 3, so it will be 4. So let me just print this value. Let's just print each individual value. Let me show it to you, that if I just print even sum, and if I just print even sum and odd sum, what I will be doing here is, guys, instead of printing it here, because it will be just giving me directly the result, instead of printing it here, I will just printing it to you, because so that you can just know that in on each iteration how it's working. So I will be just doing it like this so that you can know that what is happening in each iteration. All right. So I am putting it in the if else condition, the print of the odd and even sum, because I want to show you that on each iteration what is happening. So in the first iteration, let's see what is happening. So I have to call this function as well. So let's just call this function sum of odd even, and I will just put the range as 100. So in the first iteration it will be 0. Let me show it to you. See, 0 for in the first iteration it's 0, in the second iteration it's 1. So I can just write f string. I can just take f string in both of these printed values which I have printed, and let me just do it like this, and I will put pressing and here and taking again double quotes and putting curly braces here, and I will be taking curly braces here again and here again. Now I will be writing even sum, and odd sum. Now if I try to run this code, you will be seeing that on each iteration what is happening. Now on each iteration, let me just cut this, delete this, and now I should run this code and show it to you that first iteration the even sum is 0. In second iteration, the odd sum is 1. In third iteration, these are number of iterations. So that if you count the number of iteration, it will be total 100 in count. All right, so it will be total 100 in count, and this is what it will be happening. And in first iteration it will be 0, in second iteration the odd sum will be 1, and even it will be 2 because 0 plus 2 will be 2. In third iteration it will be 1 plus 3, so it will be 4. So I hope that things are clear now. What we will be doing here is, guys, now that instead of printing like this, I just have to print return in fact the values which will be containing even and odd. We do not have to return each individual iteration. However, I will just printing it down with when, so that when you just refer these codes, you should know that if I just print it like this, I will be getting each individual iteration. But I do not require each individual iteration. In fact, I require odd sum and even sum individually. So what I will be printing, I will be returning, in fact not printing, I will be returning two values. First of all, I will be returning f string, which will be even sum. This I will be returning, and what else I will be returning? I will be also returning this too. So this two I will be returning. Control C and Control V. These two values I will be returning here, and let me just show it to you that how it will be happening. So before I do this, I have to print this value too. So let me just select this whole code and put a parenthesis, and then I can just write print here, and then if I try to run this code, you will be seeing that even sum is 2250 and odd sum is 2500. So as you can see that both shows the difference, and the total sum, if I try to calculate the total sum, what I have to do, I have to just put no condition here. Let's say if it's an addition part which is not asked in the question, I can say that total sum is equals to 0, and I can calculate the total sum as well. Let's say I can just write in the initial or at the end as well. I can just write for num in range, and what I can write that total sum plus is equals to num. So this will be giving me the total sum. I can also write it here that total sum and I can just replace this value by total sum. Now this will be giving me the addition of both of these odd and sum. Let me just show it to you that this will be the addition. So if I try to calculate the addition, so it will be 5050, and which is true that total sum will be the addition of both of these values. So what is total addition? It is the addition, and it is the sum from 0 till 100. So all the numbers are summed up to 100, which will be including 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 till 100. So all will be added. However, in even numbers, only even will be added, in odd number and only odd will be added. So this is what we have to do in the question. This total sum was not and asked in the question. However, I have to solve. So I think that's clear. Things are clear now, and you just are able to just solve this question. And if you are able to solve this question, and you really feel that this is helpful for you guys, please guys do subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, press the bell icon button, and bookmark the playlist so that you can get the updates from the channel. Thank you guys for watching this video, and see you next time.